Hello everybody and welcome back to the Spicy Sphinx. My name is Savi and this is episode 4 of the Pandora Project, where I'll be making the ears and the paw design. As a reminder, this is the original ear design that I came up with, but I will be straying away from this and going for a more Navi Natiri ear look. Here is the process of re-illustrating those ears, and the green markings that you'll see in just a few seconds is where I'm sort of predicting the fur pattern is going to fall, but that does change and you'll see that in episode 5. I like to keep it simple and use paper and a pencil to draw my template. It's a much easier and faster way to get a solid idea of how this ear is going to look on the head. Notice that the ear here has a slight curl in it, and I purposely did that because I know that the clay that I'm going to use is going to end up curling upwards. I'm using plastic knitting mesh here, as well as felt and craft foam. The craft foam and the felt is more so for foundation, but this mesh is really important. It's so the air drying clay has something to stick to. And yes, I did change the location of the plug or the ear piercing. I just thought it would look better here. My reasoning for this is because I figured that the plug would get lost if it were lower because of the fur that will lay on the back of the head behind it. And this was a process. These ears, just the sculpting alone, took hours and hours. I lay down a foundation of the air dry clay, and then I start sculpting in the details. I do use a lot of water to help shape this thing up, which I do think is the reason you're going to see some mighty cracks later on. And yeah, this is the next day. That left ear isn't even all the way dry. And we have some really good cracks going on here. So I'm gonna fill those in with some fresh clay. My impatience got the best of me here. I should have waited even longer for these to dry fully and completely. Because although the right one turned out fine, the one I'm working on now, the left one just continued to crack. And that's likely because I didn't wait for it to dry all the way before I started filling in those cracks. And this right here, sanding these ears down, took forever. This was a ton of work. Now keep in mind, these clips are sped up 800%. It was rather messy. I definitely should have had like a respirator or some kind of mask on. Luckily, from what I could tell at least, the clay particles were not going airborne, but it did end up pretty dusty and messy. This is the right ear, all sanded up and smooth, and that is the pile of clay dust that came out of that. You can also see where the ear curled up, and like I said, I anticipated this. Here's that left one before sanding for comparison, and you can see another crack. I'll just handle that later. But I am gonna go ahead and prime this up with some white acrylic paint. And that is the ear primed and ready to go. Once again, this is the left ear. These are some shots of before sanding, and you'll see a massive difference. And this is after sanding, so it's super smooth, it looks natural, and it's ready to be painted. I'm gonna secure these into place with tons of hot glue, and later off camera, I do end up adding even more glue around the edges to completely cement them into place. I don't know if this is the best method of securing ears onto a resin head base, but it's pretty sturdy. Now I am getting everything ready to airbrush. So I'm just going to put some plastic over the horns, the spikes, and the face to ensure no airbrush paint gets into the eyes or the horns or anything like that. And here we go with the airbrushing. I typically like to start with my lightest colors first and then work my way to the darker colors. Again, I definitely should have had some sort of face protection or respirator on for this, or at least an airbrush box. An airbrushing box ensures that the paint particles doesn't fly off into the environment around me. The last part of painting the ears consists of painting on the small details like the veins. I'm going to seal these up with a satin varnish. Satin gives it sort of a silky, smooth look at the end. It's honestly just what I had on hand. And that'll be it for the ears. Now, fur will be applied to some of the front, the sides, and the back. I am so very happy with the way these turned out. I think I absolutely nailed the color. I'm excited to see what these are going to look like with the fur applied to them. Alright, so I wanted to quickly go over the hand, paw, and sleeve design here. I'll be using both types of white fur, the short pile beaver fur and the long pile fox fur. And I am going for a realistic look. So thicker on the shoulders and slimmer along the wrist. Using those claws and paw pads I got from Dream Vision Creations. And mostly fully airbrushed with the blue and tiger stripe markings. So there you have it. This is the reference sheet for the paws and the sleeves. These will be crafted fully in a later episode. That does it for this episode, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the ears in the comments. I'm very happy with the way things are looking so far. And in episode 5, I will be duct taping the head for the fur pattern and cutting out the fur. So far, that has been pretty fun. So be sure to stay tuned for that. I do try to upload these episodes every weekend. With that being said, that'll do it for episode 4. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody has the best day.